What's the biggest loss?
For him, well, he has no sexual partner whatsoever. And that's been there for a long time. That's been there since my memory started to come back from my abuse.
Oh.
And so it's been there a while, but it's been the kind of thing where I've always been sick. I've had this excuse, I've had that excuse. I didn't know what was wrong with me. So I couldn't effectively explain it to him. So he had that loss where he suddenly felt, she's not interested in me anymore. And that's not the case. It's just, it's a different interest right now. And I don't know if it's going to change back. That's a tough one because most of the counseling I've received for it, they all just say, well, you just gotta relax. I'm going, okay. So he approaches me. He makes it clear what he wants. And I'm supposed to relax. I'm supposed to be able to breathe, be able to move, be able to enjoy, be able to respond, none of which I can do. And then I get mad at him because he's asking something of me that I can't give right now. And I'm not sure I ever will. So the illness for him is what he suffers. He suffers that part of the illness. And the work that he has to do to make up for it is very difficult because he's got to give up really every desire he's had in one fashion or another to accommodate my illness, my psychological headaches. It's not been easy. It really hasn't. So he's had that. I've had, on the other hand, I've had the pain in the butt lifestyle that I've had to go through. But it also has freed me in ways that I never thought it would free me.
How's it freed you?
Okay. I don't have to say no anymore or offer excuses about any sexual contact.
Okay.
It's, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like being free but not being free. I have a lot of guilt that goes with it. So, for me, it has freed me. I'm very safe as long as I got this string going up and tying to my, I don't know what the organ is that it's tied to, for the drainage of the urine. I mean, that alone is enough to turn anybody off. And, you know, he's got to get me on the potty. He's got to clean me. It becomes a very unattractive lifestyle, I would think. And yet he still keeps coming back. I am amazed by this person because he will come back and he will take care of me. And my mother would have been insisting all the way along that I accommodate him in any way possible so he won't leave me. She had a real fear about him leaving me, and I don't know why unless she got left. The only thing I could pick up. But he manages. I don't know how he manages. I just, if I were in his shoes, I probably would have booked a long time ago and gone somewhere else. I just don't know. He really surprises me with what he does.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really strange dynamic that we work.
So marriage has become more than the physical.
Yeah.
Has it become a spiritual thing for you too? Or for you?
For me it has.
Okay.
For him, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure because he's so angry all the time. And I don't know how much of that is just pure frustration on his part. But it is difficult, there's no doubt. It makes it easy for me. I can go to bed and not worry about anybody creeping up to touch me or do anything to me. And so that way I feel safe. It's given me a safety factor that I haven't had.
Okay.
Yeah. Dear Dad. Thank you so much.
Well, I mean, is that your safety factor? Has that crossed over on into other relationships, such as like, I mean, relationships with people who come visit you, or people who work for you, or nurses or doctors, in the sense that there's not a boundary, but maybe a wall that you kind of feel safe, that you don't have to worry about a deep relationship, or
Oh yeah.
do you still desire a deep relationship with others, or do you just...
No, that's why it shocks me that I care the way I do about you, because I feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel threatened. I don't feel like you're gonna push the gambit, but so far. I don't feel that way about other people. I really don't. I don't know how to describe it. It's just such a weird existence that
It's
I
a
live.
pineapple.
Hmm?
It's a pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In
True.
some way, it's a pineapple.
Yeah. I'm gonna really enjoy that now that
Yeah.
we've come across that one. Mm-hmm.
So, would you feel like that? You know, boundary stuff, the deep relationship with someone, if you weren't sick, or do you think the illness intensifies it, or what?
Well, that's a good one. The illness part of me, I hate that because I feel like I've got to have my guard up even more than I would, because now I have to rely on people. Whereas before, I didn't have to. If I just wanted to take off and go do something, I would do it. Now I can't. So that's a very difficult thing for me to handle. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I don't know
Okay.
if this is a defense mechanism kicking in, and I'm just
Okay.
drawing a blank.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Does it affect your relationship with God, or?
I think it does, mainly because I'm angry with him that he has permitted the abuse of me, and I don't know why. I mean, I guess I'm supposed to learn some kind of lesson out of this. I just don't know what it is.
What if there's not a lesson you're supposed to learn? Would it
Then-
feel like a waste?
Yeah. Because that's the only thing that's kept me basically sane, is the fact that I feel as though I'm doing something right
Mm-hmm.
by doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that there will be a positive thing that will come out of all this. I'm not sure what that thing is.
What if the positive thing is what we're doing right now?
That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking that this is what, I mean, I have tried for years to get home health
Mm-hmm.
guidance from pastors that I've known, and I've never gotten it. You're the first. Everybody else would put me off, or were afraid to go there, because obviously with the loss of memory and time, it was a pretty heavy-duty situation that my mind has taken it away. But, yeah, doing it, I feel like I'm doing it for a positive reason for other people who may suffer similar, not same, but similar. And their abuses are just as important as mine have been to me. So they need to be reached out to in a way. And who better to do it than me? Because I don't really care that, the world knows my history. Andy goes crazy, but it doesn't bother me. If somebody can learn something from it and ease some of their pain from it, that's the way to go. Yeah. Kind of rough. Yeah. Interesting, eh?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yes, it is.
Yeah. There's got to be a reason. And the only thing that keeps me hanging with God is He wants me doing this for some reason. It's the only thing I can come back with. And I think that's the only reason Andy, and now he will probably go crazy when he realizes how much of the beans I am spilling. But it needs to be done. And he won't do it with me as a partner. So he can do it as a tape. Now, you'd think naturally he knows the tape is in here. Has shown no interest that I know of to read it. Or see it. Yeah, to see it. I don't know. It'll be interesting when he ever does look at it. Yeah. It may be the final straw for him. I don't know.
Final straw and
Like,
for what?
Well, the final straw for his supporting me emotionally.
Oh, okay.
I think he'll always be here for me. But his emotional support, where I'm detailing things of my life that he probably would not want detailed.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that would probably get to him. Yeah. But I've always been this way. He used to say he was proud of me because I was so brave. But I don't think it's a matter of bravery. It's just a matter of cleaning and sweeping and getting things, taken care of. And for me, my house needs cleaning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your house needs cleaning. Interesting.
It does.
How much of the impending death that you were facing affect you getting your house cleaned?
Sometimes it's very helpful. Sometimes it's the most obtrusive. I don't know what the word would be. Just an interruption. Now, I did have something interesting happen. It was Sunday morning. I had to go to the bathroom, so with this stupid bag on me, we have to reroute routes of plastic tubing to keep the oxygen going. And so normally I have like a temporary plastic oxygen system that sets up over here. And it hasn't been working right lately, so we have to use the main line. And then he's got to lift that over me and get me into the bathroom. It's a real project just to go to the bathroom. That's why I'm so glad that I don't have to worry about peeing. That's taken care of, one less thing. But that Sunday morning, for some reason, he let me go into the bathroom, and now he's holding the main oxygen lead. And I get in there, and I didn't realize it till much later, but I had rolled this wheelchair right over top of the oxygen line. So it cut off my oxygen supply. And there's supposed to be an alarm that goes off. And no alarm went off, so we weren't aware of it. And I got on the John, and I finally went to the bathroom, and then got up, and he's got to do the cleaning and maintenance of me. This is also very graphic, but it's the only way. But he ended up where I had to stand up, face this chair, so I'm looking this way, and holding myself up so that he can clean me up, wipe me down, and do whatever he has to do. And I kept getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and I was not aware that my oxygen was cut off. You get so used to it, you don't feel it. So I'm sitting here getting dizzier, getting weaker, getting very faint. And I said something to him to the effect of, I need to sit down. And he said, no, you don't. You need to get your oxygen back running. And I said, huh? And he says, you're running over the tube, so you've cut yourself off from your oxygen. So I had gone maybe 15 minutes. And by then, the room was spinning. It was really spinning. And I had to turn around and sit down and then move to be able to get him to get the cords all undone and fixed right and get me an oxygen supply. And I felt myself just going to sleep. That was it. I was not fighting for air. I was just going to sleep. That was it. So in one way, it helped me because I realized when I'm really out of oxygen, if I do it accidentally like I did then, you don't suffer the fear, you don't suffer the thing, you just fall asleep. Okay. And then you die. That's it. Wow. So luckily he bailed me out just before that and got me in the chair and got me out here. And then it was rough because then I had to build my oxygen back up. But it was a real eye-opening experience to go really without oxygen for so long and not be aware of it.